Avengers! Assemble.
The Russo brothers didn't just raise the bar for ensemble filmmaking. They unlocked something nobody could dare replicate. From Civil War to Endgame, they stacked characters, timelines, and decade-long payoffs, yet somehow, every hero still felt human. Every moment still mattered. They proved that making something massive feel intimate isn't luck, it's craft. So how do they keep pulling it off? And before you say, well, Marvel just has good writers, hold that thought. Because the real answer starts in 2003, when the Russos were still directing a sitcom literally called Arrested Development. You know, that show where everyone's talking over each other, the camera's shaking, and somehow you're following 6 different plot lines about a dysfunctional family and their frozen banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand! No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching!
But Arrested Development was just the warm-up. Community was where things got weird. For 6 seasons, the Russos helped run a show about 7 misfits at a community college. And here's the genius move. They kept putting these characters in increasingly absurd, high-concept scenarios. It was like they were stress-testing different genres to see what would break. There's this episode called A Fistful of Paintballs. The entire campus becomes a Western-style shootout. And if you watch it knowing what comes later, it's wild, because it's basically the airport fight from Civil War with paintball guns. And here's the key technique they developed: rotating focus. Instead of treating the story as belonging to one main character, the show constantly passes the spotlight around the group, letting different characters drive the story in different episodes or moments, while the others continue to live and act in the background. You know what that sounds like? Every scene in Infinity War where the camera cuts away from the main action in Wakanda to show you what Thor, Rocket, and Groot were up to. The Russos weren't just making a sitcom, they were building their playbook. So Marvel called them up in 2014 to make a Captain America movie. The Russos looked at the script and went, what if it's secretly a 4-person character study disguised as a spy thriller? You've got Cap, the man out of time, Black Widow, the spy who trusts nobody, Falcon, the veteran trying to find purpose, and Winter Soldier, the ghost from Steve's past. 4 complete arcs, woven together so tightly you don't even notice they're all happening simultaneously. And Marvel's watching this thinking, wait, these guys just balanced 4 franchise characters, made them all matter, kept the action tight, and nobody felt shortchanged. Give them more characters.
Feed me more!
In Captain America: Civil War, the challenge was to take 12 superheroes, make half of them fight the other half, introduce 2 brand new heroes audiences have never met, resolve a trilogy, don't make anyone a villain, keep it emotionally grounded. Oh, and you've got 2.5 hours. The secret to how they pulled it off is something they call connective tissue. See, most ensemble movies make the mistake of giving everyone equal screen time. It sounds fair, but it's a trap. You end up with scenes that exist just to check a box. Okay, we haven't seen Hawkeye in 20 minutes, better cut to him doing something. The Russos did the opposite. They asked, why does this specific character need to be in this specific scene? And if the answer was just, because they're in the movie, they cut it. Look at Ant-Man in Civil War. Does he care about the Sokovia Accords? No. Does he care about international law? Absolutely not. So why is he there? Because he cares about Captain America. That's it. That's his motivation. And suddenly, Ant-Man doesn't feel like a cameo. He feels like a person with stakes. Okay, let's talk about the airport.
Wow, it's so weird how you run into people at the airport. Don't you think that's weird?
Definitely weird.
17 minutes, 12 superheroes, 1 continuous battle, and somehow everyone gets a character moment. The Russos treated this fight like a conversation. Spider-Man isn't just fighting, he's learning. He starts excited, gets overwhelmed, then gets humbled. That's an arc, in a fight scene. And all of this is happening while Ant-Man is riding an arrow. It's visual chaos, but emotionally, it's crystal clear. The Russos call this action as character. You don't need a speech about who someone is when you can show who they are through how they fight. Every punch is a sentence. Every combo move is a relationship. The risk in these films is that the narrative could become noise. The Russos mitigated this by anchoring the chaos in a singular emotional through line, Bucky Barnes. No matter how many characters appeared, the question remained, is Bucky innocent? This focus prevented the ensemble from spiraling into a series of cameos. But here's where it gets insane. Because Marvel looked at Civil War, this movie that somehow made 12 heroes all feel essential, and they say, cool, now do 30. And that's how we got Infinity War. Let's be real. Avengers Infinity War could have been a disaster. You've got the Guardians, the original Avengers, the Wakandans, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. And somehow, you need to tell a story where all of them matter, none feel wasted, and oh yeah, half of them need to die at the end in a way that breaks hearts worldwide. The Russos' solution? Break the ensemble into pods. Team Titan, Tony, Strange, Peter Parker, and the Guardians.
I like your plan, except it sucks, so let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
This is the egos clashing group. Everyone's a genius. Everyone thinks they're the smartest person in the room, and they're all wrong. Team Wakanda, Cap, Widow, Panther, Banner, the soldiers, the people who know what sacrifice means. Team Quest, Thor, Rocket, Groot, the broken god and his unlikely therapists. Tragedy wrapped in comedy. By splitting everyone up, the Russos did something brilliant. They made the ensemble feel intimate. You're not trying to track 30 people in one location. You're tracking 3 tight groups of people learning to work together. It's the A-plot/B-plot/C plot structure from TV, scaled up to a cosmic level. And here's the magic trick. You never feel like you're missing out. When you're with Team Titan, you're fully invested in their story. When you cut to Thor, you're not frustrated. You're curious what this group is up to.
Oh, by the way, this is a friend of mine, Tree.
I am Groot!
I am Steve Rogers.
And this brings us to Avengers Endgame. With over 30-plus characters, the Russo brothers amplified their strategy. The time heist plot grouped heroes into missions, balancing spectacle with intimacy. Ensuring no sidelining was key. Even minor roles, like Okoye's updates, advanced themes of loss. Even the unsung heroes like Nebula enhances leads without overshadowing them. Then there is the portal scene with Steve Rogers, standing alone against Thanos' entire army. And then...
On your left.
Portals open. Now, most directors would have had everyone come through at once. Big dramatic reveal. Cut to a wide shot of hundreds of heroes. The Russos did something smarter. They staggered it. First, Black Panther and the Wakandans, then the Guardians, then everyone. Each group gets their entrance. Each group gets their moment of recognition. The audience has time to feel each arrival instead of just seeing a CGI crowd. And the sound design. God, the sound design. As each group arrives, their musical theme weaves into the score. It's not just a visual spectacle, it's an emotional symphony. The camera stays low, at Cap's eye level. You're not watching from a distance, you're standing next to him, watching the cavalry arrive. That's the difference between spectacle and storytelling. But here's what nobody talks about. Here's the real secret behind all of this. Because cameras and CGI and storyboards, those are just tools. The Russos' actual superpower? They're really, really good at managing the egos of the most famous people on planet Earth. The Russos created what they call a safe space. They hold massive table reads where everyone is encouraged to pitch ideas. And here's the key, they actually listen. They built a culture where the best idea wins, regardless of who said it. Doesn't matter if it came from Robert Downey Jr. or the actor playing a side character. If it's good, it goes in. This does something psychological. It disarms people. When actors feel heard, they trust you. And when they trust you, they'll follow you anywhere. Do you think RDJ would have agreed to come back as Dr. Doom if he didn't trust the Russos could deliver an epic story with Avengers Doomsday? Here's another advantage. The Russos are a duo. While most directors are trying to manage actors and cameras and VFX and stunts all at once, the Russos divide and conquer. One handles the actors, the other handles the technical side. Nobody feels neglected. Even in a cast of 40, everyone gets attention. It's like having two parents who are both equally involved. Nobody's fighting for approval because there's enough to go around. Now let's get to the real flex. The Russos didn't invent ensemble filmmaking, but they perfected a system to do it at massive scale, repeatedly and consistently. They proved that you can keep adding characters without hitting diminishing returns, if you have the structure to support it. Everyone's trying to build cinematic universes now. DC tried. Sony's doing the Spider-Verse thing. And most of them struggle because they think the formula is just get popular characters and mash them together. But that's not the formula. The formula is build emotional investment in individuals first. Create frameworks strong enough to support them together. Then trust your structure. The Russos are structural engineers disguised as directors. They don't just make things look cool. They build narrative frameworks that can hold tons of weight without buckling. And they learned it from television, from the economy of storytelling that comes from having 22 minutes and 7 characters and no room for anything that doesn't serve the story. They took that discipline and applied it to $300 million movies. The Russos' signature style is tailor-made for Avengers Doomsday perfectly. Break the heroes into sharp, focused squads, let each team push the story forward, and then stitch everything together with the kind of connective tissue only they know how to build. That's how you balance Phase 5 to 6 newcomers like the Fantastic Four with returning heavyweights like Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom and the X-Men, by making every storyline feel intentional, not overcrowded. If Marvel follows the Doomsday playbook into Secret Wars, expect something even more insane. Massive crossovers, multiversal teams having a go at each other just like in Arrested Development, but on a much bigger scale. There's even talk of Secret Wars being split into multiple parts, which actually works in the Russos' favor. It gives them space to let each ensemble breathe, to let character moments land instead of drowning in noise. So next time you're watching one of those massive team-up movies and everything just works, when everyone feels essential and the story flows, that's not an accident. That's structure. That's discipline. That's the result of two directors who learned their craft making comedies about study groups and dysfunctional families, and then had the audacity to apply those lessons to the biggest films ever made. The Russo brothers didn't just direct the Avengers. They conducted a symphony. If you enjoyed this video, you might also want to check out my other breakdown on why the Russo brothers succeed inside the MCU but struggle outside it. Also, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment to tell me your favorite Russo brothers moment. The one scene that made you realize these guys were operating on another level. I want to know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Look out!